everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Donnie and today we're going to study Japanese. So let's start with the basics. We are going to start with Katakana and then Hiragana, and then we're going to move on to Kanji, and in between we're also going to study some concepts around the Japanese language itself. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, guys. So, are you ready to learn your first katakana? Let's go. So, when learning Japanese alphabets, there are two approaches to learn. The one is to memorize something, and the other is to learn how to write. We are going to take the slow approach of both memorizing as well as learning how to write it. This is because it's going to make our life much more easier down the line than if we were to just memorize the mnemonics and then, not learn how to write. Even if you're not perfect, that is fine. So even if you're not perfect, don't worry about it. The most important thing is you have like some idea and some confidence to read as well as write the Japanese alphabets. So like I said, in Japanese, we have three alphabet systems. The first is katakana, the second is hiragana, and the last one is kanji. Now, katakana is mostly used for English loan words or foreign loan words, okay? So, whenever you're trying to write words like your English name or any English word which has been loaned into Japanese, you're gonna probably use katakana for the same. But if you are writing some proper like Japanese words, then they are most probably going to be written in hiragana. So it is very, very important to make sure that you know both the alphabet systems very well in order to have the basic reading and writing capabilities in Japanese. In order to learn 46 katakana as well as 46 hiragana, it's not easy, especially because the characters are so different from what you might have learned, especially if you have only learned like Latin languages, like English or any other European language. It's very easy to get confused, to not be able to remember how, what stands for what, and that is why mnemonics play a very important role when learning Japanese, especially for foreign language learners. And mnemonics are absolutely fantastic. Okay, guys, so let's start with our first katakana, which is A. Okay, so we're gonna start with A, I, U, E, O, which are the Japanese vowels. Okay, so the way to remember this one is it looks like an inverted A, right? So if we were to look at it, then it kind of looks like an inverted A, and that's how you're gonna want to remember this, that it is A, okay? And the way we write it is take our pen up and then down and then stroke here, okay? And as you can see, it's very difficult to do it on an online board, but when you're first learning it, it is equally difficult to do it on paper as well. So, but don't get discouraged. The idea is not to get perfect at it just from the first. The idea is to practice enough to be comfortable and confident. Okay, so that is A, okay, as in the alphabet A or the vowel A. It looks like an inverted A. Okay, now the next one that we're gonna learn is E. Okay, and the way that you're gonna learn this or remember this is that it kind of looks like an eagle. I know, right? So just remember it as an eagle, okay? And the way to write this is go down and then down, down and then down. We go down and then two, then one and then two, one and then two. Okay, so that is A and E. Inverted A and an eagle. Okay. Right, so the next vowel that we are going to learn, is U, and it almost looks like somebody hit this person and they're like bending over from the impact of the hit. So, and they're saying, "Ugh, oh, that hurt a lot." Okay, now the way to write it is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Always remember the stroke order, okay? You want to make sure that you remember the stroke orders. 2, 3. Okay, so that is A, I, U. And then we move on to the next one, which is A. And this almost looks like, like some kind of girders that an engineer would use to build buildings. So like an engineer would use it, right? So remember it like that. Engineer would use some girders which look like this. The order is 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is A, I, U, E. Okay, that is E, E. And then finally we have the last vowel, which is O. And the way to kind of remember this is as if this is like an opera singer, and this is like her dress, and this is her, and she's like singing her heart out. So O as in an opera singer. Okay, so the order for writing O is 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is O. Okay, so just to revise it, we have A as in an inverted A. Okay, like A. And then we have E, and this is almost like an eagle. Okay, and then we have U. It's almost as if somebody hit and they're bent over in pain. So U. And then we have A. A. And this looks like the girders that an engineer would use. So eh. And then finally we have the opera singer with O. Opera singer. Okay, so let's try to write these ones again. So the way to write A is 1 and then 2. Right, E is 1 and then 2. The way to write U, 1, 2, and 3. And then the way to write A is 1, 2, 3. O is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, that's the 5 vowels that we learned today. Make sure to practice these. Remember the mnemonics, keep revising the mnemonics. It's very important to remember the mnemonics because they really help with learning the alphabets, especially in the beginning. And I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'll see you next time. Bye.